What's up everybody, Flux here, and before this video starts, I just wanted to get some quick disclaimers out the way. This is a compilation video of every Bojack in Minutes video that I've ever made. I started back in 2022 and I'm just now finishing in 2025. I know, right? It took me 3 years to do 7 videos. My output is amazing. I tried to spice up all the intros and outros to make it as concise as possible. There's going to be a fair bit of editing changes, as the first time that I did this series, I didn't even use my own editor. And I was definitely going through the motions as I was making these videos, trying to figure out what my groove is. But with all that out the way, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know any other shows that you guys think would be good in this style, because I wanted to do other ones, sort of like how I do my movie reviews in 5 to 10 minutes, but I couldn't think of any. So if you guys have any shows that you'd want me to do, please let me know. With that out the way, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have some lunch with this video, I guess. Flux out, enjoy the rest of your day. Back in the 90s, Bojack Horseman was in a very famous TV show, and after 18 years of pretty much doing nothing at all, he's still riding the same high. There had to be at least one horse joke in this script, and I'm almost sorry. He gets the profound idea of writing an autobiography about his exciting life, but because he's lazy and also a very heavy drinker, he can't find any words for it. It doesn't help that he's usually wasting time with Todd, his 5-year house guest who's around for anything. After more procrastination, Bojack's agent, Princess Carolyn, who probably should have let his washed-up talent float down the river, encourages him to get a ghostwriter. Oh, did I mention they're also dating?
You look like a pile of crap, ate a second pile of crap, and then crapped out a third pile of crap.
Wait. So, which pile of crap do I look like?
The third one.
What? That's the worst one!
He finally meets Diane and hits it off with the prestigious writer until he realizes that she's dating his rival, Mr. Peanut Butter, who doesn't exactly see things the same way. By which I mean PB stole his entire show concept and has no idea that Bojack resents him for it. Because Bojack's parents suck and his ego is through the roof, it takes him a while to vent to Diane about his life. After having a national conflict involving stealing muffins from a Navy SEAL who is a SEAL who's in the Navy who's also a SEAL, Bojack finally opens up to Diane and makes progress on the book. Bojack reconnects, or in broad terms, has sex with his old child co-star Sarah Lynn. I mean, she's 30 and he's basically 100, so they're both legal adults, but still, not a good look. Also, his ottoman is lit on fire and it stays that way for the entire series? What? When Todd finally strikes gold with a rock opera he wrote, Bojangles does the respectable thing and gets him addicted to a video game to keep Todd around and counter his debilitating sadness. He's a huge celebrity, but without that title he feels worthless and full of self-hate, stuck in a big old house lonely by himself. Anyway, Diane's father dies and Bojack gets close to her after consoling her. Meanwhile, Todd and PC run a scam that puts Todd in jail temporarily. After getting drunkenly jealous of Mr. Peanut Butter, Bojack steals the D from the Hollywood Sun to present to Diane. Peanut Dog steals the D back from Bojack and gives it to Diane and proposes to her hours later. I swear this dude can't have one original idea.
I'll steal it! No one will ever know!
BJ Novak rebounds back to Princess Carolyn, who's too busy dealing with her agency merging with another to fight back against his advances. When she finally gives in, Bojack does typical Bojack things by taking it all back and going back to being depressed. It turns out that his old friend Herb Kazaz called him to Malibu to talk. The two had a rich history, by which I mean Herb gave Bojack all his fame and Bojack let Herb be fired when his gayness affected the family-friendly brand of their show, Horsing Around. Surprisingly, when Bojack and Diane go to have lunch with him, the two crack jokes like they'd used to in the old days. But when Bojack tries to make Herb forgive 20 years worth of transgressions, it unsurprisingly doesn't go well. Bojack handles the stress by kissing Diane, who's engaged, and soon to be married. Speaking of that wedding, Bojack and a reluctant Todd plot to stop the marriage and accidentally end up moving it forward a year. In the middle of their hijinks, Todd figures out that Bojack's sabotaged his rock opera and secretly hates him for it. And PC hooks up with another guy that is clearly not 3 kids in a trench coat. Yeah, even in universe, this joke kinda ran its course. Bojack gets wrapped up in a movie about PB's daring D deposition, which somehow, due to Todd's shenanigans, turns the film into a bi-monthly basket of snacks. In less confusing news, Diane finally finishes the book and it's a lot more emotionally raw than Bojack was ready for. When Bojack doesn't let her publish the book, she responds by leaking the first 2 chapters on BuzzFeed. Because the show was released at a time where BuzzFeed was actually relevant, his flaws get blasted to everyone's screens. Bojack soon after fires her. Bjork strings Todd and Sarah Lynn along to rewrite his memoir since we saw how much trouble he had writing it 10 episodes ago. And with the help of drugs, they make a bestseller that flies off the shelves, wins a Golden Globe, and oh, no, they just go on a drug trip and the book is awful nonsense. They end up using Diane's version, which does become a bestseller and somehow actually win a Golden Globe. The two even console about their altercation and become friends again. But because Sad Horse is a sad horse, it only makes him feel even more depressed than before. Plus, PC is still dating literally 3 children and the Wonder Twins of childish nonsense are annoying the absolute hell out of BJ. So instead of the book, he now thinks playing the lead in a Secretariat movie about his idol will make him feel happy. And will it? Well, that's where our journey ends, my friends, because that's a wrap on season 1.
Everything is meaningless! Nothing I do has consequence!
After having a mind-breaking bender and somehow winning a Golden Globe, Bojack's back in the public eye and on the set of Secretariat, a movie about his racing idol. Bojack tries changing his attitude since everyone around him knows he's a ticking time bomb of booze, negative emotions, and booze. However, he's faced with a new issue, which is realizing that doing a hammy 90s comedy show doesn't mean that you can act in serious roles. In other words, he sucks. After getting a reality check from his mother, who happily and eccentrically lets him know that he'll never be happy, he was born unhappy, and then it runs in the family, he finally gets into the old Bojack mood. Chronic depression. You love to see it. Bojack tries to bring his hopes up by speed dating, but it's kinda hard to find love when everyone in the world reads your best-selling tell-all book about how much of a douchebag you are. He runs into Wanda, an owl who was in a 30-year coma, and when you know it, the two surprisingly hit it off. But he manages to be Bojack doing typical Bojack things by getting jealous before their relationship even takes off his training wheels. He attempts to win her back at Disneyland. Oh, did I forget to mention that Todd has his own bootleg Disneyland? He got sued by the real Disney and won the case because Walt Disney trademarked the wrong name. That's just something he can do, apparently. Anyway, he wins her back at Disneyland and the two move in after only being together for a week. I don't usually have enough time to dig into the details of every episode, but I got chills seeing the two in flames like that. Like, geez. Y'all could have been a little bit more subtle with the foreshadowing. After Herb kicks the bucket, Bojack and his former 90s co-stars have a scavenger hunt and try to give his death meaning. He also runs into Charlotte, an old friend of his who he hasn't had sex with from the Horse and Around days. Remember her name because it's going to be important later. This fucking okay, stay with me here. Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter get into a fight because she wants to do more with her monotonous life by reporting in a war-torn third world country, and Mr. Peanut Butter surprisingly isn't okay with the idea. Meanwhile, at the same time, Princess Carolyn finally breaks up with Vincent and ends this weird joke thing that went on for too long. Also happening at the same time, Bojack and Wanda strengthen their relationship after hitting a deer with his car. Also, Todd's phone falls in love with Princess Carolyn's phone, but it's not plot relevant, so we're moving on. Bojack attempts to gain the love of his stone-faced director since, you know, bad parents. Meanwhile, Todd and Diane fight chicken-related capitalism. In the end, KFC wins. Bojack accidentally says the L word to Wanda, and because love is a foreign concept, he doesn't know how to handle it and takes it back. Somewhere in the middle, Mr. Peanut Butter gets a TV show thanks to PC and one of her co-workers who may have an eye on her, wink wink. And Bojack's co-star dies from things I probably can't say on YouTube. Diane opens up a cancel culture rabbit hole while she and Bojack go on a book tour, which messes up PB's show since the person she's trying to cancel works on the same network as her husband. It's pretty much just Hollywood politics. PB understandably gets upset and the two reluctantly decide that they should take a break and she should start her Cordovian trip early. Also, Todd starts a global conflict, but this isn't his show, so we're not worried about it. This is also the only episode so far where Bojack is literally just minding his own business. But that chill streak gets broken when the horse guy features on Mr. Peanut Butter's show where he basically gets treated how he treats the dog. And once you start to feel bad, PB drops the bomb and reveals that he knows that Bojack kissed Diane back in season 1. Understandably, he's mad, which is the only time he's genuinely been upset so far. But since they're on TV and we can't have an unhappy ending, they resolve their issues with a steamy kiss. Fan service at its finest. A scene that means a lot to Bojack gets cut from the movie, prompting Kelsey, Bojack, and friends to break into the Nixon library, I love the irony of that, and get the scene anyway. When they show the scene to the executive, he does the reasonable thing and fires Kelsey. PC breaks off from Vigor to start an agency with Rutabaga. Meanwhile, Diane tries to be strong with her journalism in Cordovia, but she finds out quickly that she's not about that life after hyping it up for weeks. But since she's too ashamed to go home, she decides to crash with Bojack indefinitely. Bojack and the new director get off on the wrong foot, and that combined with Diane's overly negative attitude makes Bojack start avoiding the movie and getting drunk with her instead, which doesn't please his Aldi girlfriend one bit. They get into a fight and Wanda ends up moving out. Bojack ends up going to New Mexico to hang out with Charlotte, who actually ditched LA years ago and has a family. So Bojack decides to turn back, go home, and toughs out the rest of the movie. Oh wait, no, he stays there for 2 months and jams himself into their family dynamic. What? No, he wouldn't do such a thing. He takes Charlotte's daughter to prom and gives one of her friends alcohol poisoning, then proceeds to come on to Charlotte, and then her daughter, who's 17. Charlotte's less than pleased.
And if you ever try to contact me or my family again, I will fucking kill you.
And he returns back to LA, desolate, alone, and feeling more isolated than ever. Anyway, he gets nominated for an Oscar. Yeah, the production crew just used AI to make the movie without him. They even used the AI to reduce scenes that he was in before he left the movie, and now the real Bojack isn't even in the movie. They really hit this man with the render and replace on his own feature film. PC starts her own agency without Rutabaga after discovering that he's been sleeping with her while still having feelings for his wife. She also hires Diane to work for her and accidentally exposes that she's not really in Cordovia. Meanwhile, Todd is, stuck in improv. He joined an improv cult while everybody else is going through their shit, so it seemed kind of small in comparison, but yeah, Maybe one season we'll pay more attention to Todd. Bojack rescues him from improv, and the two end the season with Mediterranean food. And what will happen next? How will PC fare with her own agency? How will Mr. Peanut Butter react knowing his wife was bunking with a man who kissed his wife while they were engaged? How will we as an audience learn to love Bojack again after seeing him sink to the depths of depravity? And will I ever, for the love of God, have a consistent upload schedule? Well guys, you're gonna have to wait to answer all those questions, especially that last one, because that's the end of season 2.
I'm not gonna lie, if you just made all that up, that was some really good improv. Game, recognized game.
I loved the Bojack Horseman show. That is like my favorite show.
You mean horsing around?
Bojack's in New York City, baby!
Chicago!
No, Trina, I said New York. He's promoting his movie with Anna Spanakopoulos to his no-nonsense publicist. Everything's going pretty well, or as well as a Bojack-involved adventure could go, until he accidentally spills his New Mexico adventure to a Hollywood reporter. Anna manages the whole thing, don't worry about how, and Bojack continues to go on his movie tour, all while holding Horseman Around's reputation close to his chest. But why does he care so much about this show? Flashback. We're back in 2007, PC is wearing Uggs, and Todd has a Panic at the Disco haircut. Bojack's burnt out from horsing around, keep in mind the show ended 11 years ago. And after much coercion from PC, Bojack manages to secure a role in a TV show with a very prestigious Harvard playwright. But Bojack manages to do typical Bojack things by being insecure about his success and changing the entire show to be about himself. Unsurprisingly, it fails.
What a shame.
Back in the future, Bojack and Diane go on a wild goose chase after he nearly gets framed for murder. It's a lot more elaborate than that, but all we need to know is that Diane and Bojack are still on edge. Diane and Peanut Butter are very on edge because of Diane lying about the whole Cordovia thing. PB's house is full of spaghetti strainers, and Bojack is now a brand of heroin.
I'm Bojack. Please, put me inside you.
Bojack crashes and almost ends a wedding.
It's a rehearsal dinner.
Meanwhile, Todd awkwardly reconnects with Emily, an old girlfriend of his, and the two form a taxi business. PC also manages to find a man who's actually a man this time.
I need to talk to you.
But since she's single-handedly running a business, she doesn't have the time for him, for now. Speaking of men, Diane and PB mend their relationship with the help of drugs. Hopefully the drugs don't kill that baby of hers. Oh, did I mention she's pregnant? Because she's pregnant. Diane accidentally tweets out that she's pregnant from one of the accounts of the pop stars she manages. This prompts her and PC to do damage control, which somehow ends up in them creating a fake movie where the singer gets pretend aborted. Never thought I'd have that string of words leave my mouth, but hey, I guess there's a first for everything. Meanwhile, in less political news, Bojack fires Anna after finding out that she has multiple other clients. Because, you know, she's a publicist. She comes back and decides to stick to only promoting Bojack after— Oh! I promise you Bojack didn't start it this time. Also, Diane gets an abortion, and I have no joke to add because I don't want to get canceled either way. Mr. Peanut Butter, Todd, and Emily start up their rideshare business, Aggretsuko.
We want to reach out and grab you.
But it gets a little muddy since after the wedding we find out that Bojack had sex with Emily. She gets uncomfortable and leaves the company soon after. Anna and Bojack get close after he spies on her to find out more about her private life. I'm glad he hasn't lost his touch from when he was spying on people last season. Another one of these. Okay. PC and Rutabaga's agencies fight over getting one of their clients in a movie. But thanks to some sabotage, poor management, and a lot of money involved for both failing agencies, Rutabaga comes out on top. Judah gets a deal from PC's old agency to merge them together, but turns it down. Foreshadowing, remember that for later. Meanwhile, Bojack gets screwed out of 2 movie deals and gets snubbed by Kelsey. Bojack and PC argue about her handling of his career, which from the outside really shows how the two blurred the line between professional and sexual relationships. In the end, Bojack decides to stick with his heart and fire PC. She later cuts her losses and dissolves her company entirely. No time to talk about that though, because Bojack actually got nominated for an Oscar. It's time to party, yeah, push on away because your relationship has gotten too confusing. Get in a fight with Diane. Find out you weren't nominated at all. Wait, what was that last part? Yeah, through a very comical and silly train of events in which PB was hosting the Oscars, he lost the nomination envelope and called Todd to make up a bunch of fake ones. After that sad development, Bojack accidentally lets it slip that he had sex with Emily and loses his last friend. Well, at least he still has Sarah Lynn. And since Bojack's in the middle of spiraling and Sarah Lynn's down for anything, the two go on an almost 2-month-long bender, further breaking down Bojack's relationships with everyone who's ever cared about him, including Penny, because for some reason drunk Bojack thought that he should make amends to her. And in the end, Sarah Lynn dies. On a lighter note, PB finally gets to use those spaghetti strainers and saves an entire underwater city. Him and Todd sell Aggretsuko, and PB becomes so popular that an ex of his comes back to give him an offer of being the governor of California. God help us all. Despite enjoying her time off and linking up with her old date, PC hops right back into the Hollywood grind and starts up a management company, and Todd rekindles his relationship with Emily. Getting back to Bojack though, after Sarah Lynn passes away, he really goes off the rails. He tries to brush it all under the rug and start a new TV show, but history soon repeats itself when the new version of Sarah Lynn says that she wants to be just like him. He leaves to go to he just leaves. And that's where we're leaving off.
Arturo Fonzarelli, but I'm pretty cool, so people call me the Iceman.
We pick back up with Peanut Dog trying to beat Woodchuck Kudchuck Berkowitz to become the governor of California. Oh wait, he already lost.
Oh no, it's over. Everyone can get out of my house now.
Just kidding, the election turns into a no-holds-barred ski race for the governor's slot. PB manages to lose again despite being the one to offer the race. Somehow Todd ends up winning the race, because of course he does, and immediately resigns, allowing PB a second chance to run for governor. Ralph and PC finally move in together as well.
Could you, with a mouse?
Before Bojack can find his 13th reason, he's brought back to reality with a missed call from Diane. He wanders aimlessly for a bit until he finds his mom's old childhood house. Abandoned for who knows how long, considering Bojack's in his 50s, I think. Let's go try to live in it. It goes as well as you'd think. After begrudgingly becoming friends with the fly next door, the two try refurbishing the house. Meanwhile, we're back in time again. A lot of generational trauma and family damage that I can't make light of.
Oh, darling, don't lift that. You'll rupture your uterus.
And Bojack does typical Bojack things and nearly gets himself killed trying to help the fly move on.
Typical Bojack.
After a sobering call from Diane, Bojack destroys the house and returns back to LA. Through a Todd-style romp around the city, it's revealed that Bojack's back in town and has a surprise daughter.
Hollyhock is your daughter.
What do you mean?
She's your daughter.
I don't understand.
She has Horseman DNA.
What does that mean?
You're her father.
That's impossible. I'm Bojack.
Todd accidentally becomes a fashion icon, starts dating a movie star, and is asexual now, which honestly makes a lot of sense. And Mr. Peanut Butter is a pro-fracking candidate, much to Diane's dismay. And speaking of fracking, there sure is a lot of that in this episode. Hollyhock and Bojack get demonetized. They go on a wild goose chase to look for Hollyhock's mom. They don't find her, and Hollyhock ends up crashing with Bojack temporarily. Princess Carolyn and Ralph get me even more demonetized in the back of a cop car while trying to have a child. When Diane finds out PB's in support of fracking, even going as far to allow it on their own property, they get into a big fight. And guess what? Just guess what happens. Demonetized. Hollyhock gets to meet Bojack's wonderful mom. Remember the one from season 2 that gave him such excellent advice? And Bojack gets her kicked out of her retirement home. Real charmer, isn't he?
Fuck you, Mom.
What?
Diane accidentally starts a discourse about guns, and after even more fracking,
Fill my chamber with your powerful bullets!
she manages to, again, accidentally get all guns in California banned. I'd make a joke about gun laws, but I don't want anyone with American Eagle profile pictures to leave hate comments on this video. After what I can only describe as 22 minutes of Bojack self-effacing himself, Bojack grows closer to Hollyhock. Old people with dementia get harmed in the process.
Nice arm.
Due to all that fracking, the gang gets trapped underground for 10 days. In that time, they manage to light famous actor Zach Braff on fire and eat him, flood the house and nearly drown, drink enough booze to kill an entire village, and crush Woodchuck's hand despite him not even being part of the original group of people stuck underground.
Damn good job. Damn good, bloody good, damn good job.
Bojack ends up on a very questionable show where Hollyhock meets an intern who turns out to be a jerk. Also, Ralph nearly pushes away PC because his parents celebrate a holiday that's pretty racist to cats. No, I'm not exaggerating.
Death to all cats!
Meanwhile, PB drops out of the race to pursue his lifelong dream of hosting a clown dentistry business. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro, you might just want to stick to TV. Princess Carolyn has a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day and loses her her 5th baby, her boyfriend, one of her biggest clients, the perception that her necklace came from royalty when in fact it's fake gold from Party City, and her loyally silent second in command. Also, Bojack tries to find Hollyhock's birth certificate but fails, I don't know. After Hollyhock collapses from an overdose, her dads come to LA to berate Bojack and take her back home. It turns out that Beatrice was drugging her coffee with weight loss pills, as any good motherly figure does. And for that, Bojack takes her to the worst possible retirement home he could find and leaves her to rot. Or at least, that was his plan. But after Beatrice relives the highs, the lows, and the lower lows that led her to this moment, she finally remembers her son's name.
Bojack?
Initially, he wants to let her have it, really lay into her after the years of abuse she put him through. But he can't bear himself to do it. Instead, he paints a nice little scene for her deteriorating mind to leave off on, which might be the first sign of Bojack genuinely trying to change for the better. After the dust settles, Bojack does a bit more digging and discovers that Hollyhock is actually his sister instead of his daughter. Eventually, the info gets to Hollyhock, who gets to end the season on a high note and actually meet her birth mother. This might be the first and only time someone in the Horseman bloodline had a happy ending. Meanwhile, even though PC got fired by Bojack last season, she manages to get him a new role on a gritty TV show. Why did I mention this now, even though it happened 2 episodes ago? Because PC forged his signature. Don't worry though, he still says yes, which is dandy. Also, Diane and Mr. Peanut Butter get divorced. But not really. But they totally do. And the season ends.
Don't I'm talking to you.
No, I'm self-conscious about my penis area.
Yeah!
Fresh off the heel of working out his family matters from the last season,
Henrietta, orange juice, now!
Bojack finds himself right back in the throes of being a gritty TV star / actor. We're having a bloody good time.
Can we get some nipple ice for Gina?
Bojack's actually kind of doing okay for himself. He's staying out of trouble, he's boning his female co-star as required in page 342 of his acting contract. Yes, it's a real thing, don't look it up. He's monitoring his drinking, he's even checking in on Quack DeMarco. Bojack's having a bit of trouble getting into character though, because the writer of the show, Flip McVicker, is a bit of a terrible writer. Wait, I thought you said he got a gritty TV show. Sorry, I meant shitty TV show. Easy to confuse, I know. It's also a bit odd for Bojack to be playing a morally corrupt character when the design of the show is literally Bojack's house.
Kind of looks like David Boreanaz's house.
Yeah, the set designer actually took a tour there.
Honky-dory, that's a callback!
So to resolve this director-actor dispute, Bojack pulls his Horseman out.
You need to leave!
And even though I'm censoring the already censored version, I have a feeling that YouTube isn't gonna let this one fly.
My penis is out!
But enough about Bojan, Kirkic, or whatever his name is. How is Diane? Let's circle back to that one.
To save the lube, just plug the hole with your erect penis!
What?
Nope, let's circle back. Full 360, people. We hit a full 360. After the events of season 4, episode 12, PB and his wifey get a divorce. And PB wastes no time in getting a younger, dog-ear replacement. Pickles. Like the food, but the dog.
I don't know if I'm the Pickles, but maybe one day.
So Diane ventures out to Vietnam, of all places, to find herself, but only further isolates herself from her heritage, her psyche, and what's left of her
Too dark.
Too dark? Yeah, you're right. It's only episode 2. Let's keep it lighthearted. Diane has some hijinks out of town and gets Vietnam fried chicken. Cue American ignorance.
Me, America!
Todd has some sexy good times with his girlfriend Yolanda. Oh yeah.
I know, I can't think of a reason you wouldn't want to have sex in your parents' house.
Oh no. After some sexy, full sexed up hijinks, Todd understandably breaks up with Yolanda because
No, I'm gonna try my big toe. That's the penis of the foot.
Yeah. Conversely, Pickles and PB iron out some rough patches, aka PB still having feelings for Diane, and they grow closer as a couple. Boy, I sure hope that looming romance for Diane doesn't cause anyone to die. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. Bojack tries to be cool with his co-star Gina, but accidentally ruins her dreams of being a big musical star. It makes more sense in the episode. It's kind of hard to explain in 5 minutes. Can we just get another freaky clip from the Todd plot?
She's finally found a man, woman, or object to have sex with.
Perfect. Yeah, Bojack and feminist is a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? In the process of trying to get a leading man for Filbert, Princess Carolyn, Bojack, and Diane get tied up with an actor who,
If you're lucky, I might even hunk your boobies!
Did you get practice swinging that baseball bat from the time you hit that prostitute with a baseball bat?
You disgusting slut who is my daughter! And I hate Jews!
has a bit of a reputation. Meanwhile, Mr. Peanut Butter gets caught in a side quest trying to prove that he's a tough guy. It goes pretty well, I think.
Show him your tough stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He ends up on the Filbert front with Bojack and Gina. Also, Anna gives Diane some of the New Mexico spill. Don't worry, hopefully Diane will talk to Bojack face to face and the two will have a dialogue like serious adults. Princess Carolyn travels all the way down to the Baby Avenue in the efforts of getting a child to adopt. And through a hilarious string of events, Bojack ends up getting hospitalized from a bad stunt. We really get to see how much work PC does behind the scenes. Literally everyone is calling her asking for help, but who does PC have for help? HP support?
Oh, come on, man.
Sadie, the pregnant girl in question, gets a tad heated when she realizes that PC's putting up a front in order to get what she wants. In the end, Sadie keeps the baby and the two go their separate ways. Bojack's mom passes away and he gives a hallowing eulogy. Unironically, the best episode of the series, and if not, it's at least top 3. Whatever's left of Bojack's damaged psyche and self-control is surely gone. And that's on full display in this long cutaway gag of an episode.
Andale, andale, andale!
Todd and PC have a situation that's subject to exaggeration, but after forced arbitration and mediation, the two make a realization and save their reputations with appreciation. Beautiful wordplay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Meanwhile, Diane and Bojack have a dispute that involves no rhymes or comedic value because Diane incorporates the New Mexico incident with the Filbert plot. I mean, it's not even like some. Like, she literally writes in every single detail with the exception of their names. Kind of a dick move. And you know what else is a dick move? Taking your wives to parties just to not listen to them for a 25-year-long cycle. And getting hooked on meds. That's not a good thing. I would stop, Bojack. That's not good for you. Hollyhock comes to visit Bojack, who's been a bit hazy since the accident 4 episodes prior.
Is this like an AA thing?
No, I don't need AA.
And she accidentally pours his back medication down the drain.
Embarrassing!
The two go on a wild goose chase to find them, with Bojack somehow accidentally slipping into a relationship with Gina.
I want you to know that you are top shelf, Gina. Know what I mean? Top shelf!
Hollyhock nearly getting arrested. And the pony duo realizing that maybe Bojack doesn't necessarily need his pills in the way that he thinks. She makes him promise to only take prescribed pills by an actual doctor, which he agrees to. And then he proceeds to drive into oncoming traffic. I want to applaud him for technically abiding by the sibling pinky promise, but did you see the way this man was licking the inside of the pill bottle for the chance of some kind of high? Bojack is so far gone. PC bumps heads with Ralph and finally ends up getting that baby she was hoping for.
Okay, but for real, give me my baby boy.
Oh, son of a bitch. In less upsetting news, Todd attempts to rekindle his love for Emily by making one of the rapiest robots I've seen in my entire life.
Insert me into genitals.
I'd make a comment, but as you can see, the show writes the jokes for me. And speaking of writing, it turns out making Filbert about Bojack's New Mexico stint made the show a smash hit. Almost too much of a hit if you ask Diane. And if you didn't ask Diane, well, I'm sorry for my outburst giving you her opinion. After Flip and Bojack make a fool of themselves trying to rationalize the hedonistic nature of the show, Diane chews out Bojack about his behavior that's been ramping up throughout the entire season. Diane casts Bojack away with him drunkenly doubling down on his hazy relationship with Gina. And Diane cools off her mood by talking to Mr. Peanut Butter. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say talking to Mr. Peanut Butter? I meant fucking Mr. Peanut Butter. Yeah, not a lot of Diane fans remaining in season 5, huh? Bojack's not doing much better. He's blurring the lines between Filbert and reality. I mean, dear God, this dude Bojack has drugs in every corner of the house. Sarah Lynn really did have a big impact on this dude.
Nope. Vicodin covered, Vicodin.
Gina eventually finds Bojack's stash and is obviously outraged. The two get in a fight, capping with Bojack choking out Gina on set. After a phony interview where the crew awkwardly try to do damage control and the network getting scrapped due to Henry Fonda.
When you say sex robot, you're speaking metaphorically, right?
No.
Bojack tries to make Diane write an article about him to take responsibility for his actions, but she gives him the straight up and lets him know that the only way he can change is by opening himself up and allowing himself to get help. So after yet another sexual encounter with her ex-husband's milkman, Diane takes Bojack to rehab in order to sober up. Meanwhile, PB finally gets the chance to tell Pickles about his rendezvous visits with Diane, and swaps that with a marriage proposal. God, is anyone right in this season? At least Todd was cool. He got a nice little job upgrade. Clap it up for Todd, guys. Go ahead and close us out, Todd.
Who are you talking to? Estelle.
Who's Estelle?
Just Estelle. You don't know her. Not everybody needs to know everybody.
I have learned 2 lessons today.
After choking out Gina and reliving some old memories, Bojack checked himself into rehab. Gee, it only took him 6 seasons, but hey, progress is progress.
Game's game.
He has a bit of trouble blending into the crowd at first. It's okay, Bojack. Sleeping makes me throw up a little bit too. I mean, Bojack's been drinking since his days on Horseman. Since he was in high school. No, since he was interrupting Daddy Fun Times.
Coax it out of my shit.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, a literal fetus. Bro was eating Amsterdam flavored push pops and drinking Absolute like water. Needless to say, he's a flawed being who's trying his best. But after a familiar face on the wall reminds him of why he even joined rehab to begin with, he starts opening up a lot more and allowing himself to shed some of his emotional pain. That doesn't stop him from being his cynical self though, as he still has time to critique everyone else in rehab's bad habits. Like Jameson H.
Jameson H!
Who's been seeking vodka bottles every day like a freaking alcoholic, which is saying a lot coming from the biggest alcoholic in animated history. Like bro's on the fucking Mount Rushmore of characters who I don't want to be my father. After chasing her from rehab to a house party, rest in peace the lost art of dry humping, you will be missed, all the way back to her parents' house, Bojack relents and re-ups on rehab. Rehab? What the? Yeah, I would like to go back to rehab, please. Waiter, 6 more months of mental enlightenment. Meanwhile, PC is going nuts trying to babysit her no-walking death trap.
Oh.
She's getting pricked by needles, barely getting any sleep. I mean, she almost put her baby in the microwave, guys.
They told me to put my child in the microwave.
The voices told you to put your child in the microwave.
You see?
She even has this little Death Grips theme around her. Like, listen to this shit, bro. Hold up.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now we just have to solve the drug crisis in America.
Easy. We'll take them all. Yes!
In the end, PC finally gives her baby a name, Ruthie, like the cat from that one episode. I wonder if the two are connected. Diane and Bojack sitting in the tree. Are you serious? Fucking phone went off. Diane and Bojack sitting in the tree. K-I-O, they're doing more than kissing!
Ew.
Diane and her new boyfriend, Guy, getting real tired of these hard-pronounced names, dude, are doing pretty well for themselves, traveling across the country reporting for Girl Cruise. Or is it Content Spew?
Get them clicked.
But they're having trouble writing feel-good stories when the world is just so depressing, you know?
My mom is kind of homeless.
In fact, Diane's having trouble feeling good in general. Same shit, different day, am I right? When a company gets bought out by a conglomerate, they stick it to the corporate man and write a scathing story about the company's CEO. Turns out that the legal system is quite a bitch, though.
Didn't you hear? Congress just passed a bill legalizing murder if you're rich.
Yeah, not sure why I'm even surprised. This is the same universe that chose to ban all guns over making the world a safer place for women.
We did it, boys.
Unironically, I did learn a lot about monopolies and oligarchies here, so thanks, floating educational pickle who sounds a lot like SpongeBob.
Pardon me.
Pardon me. After a back and forth with Guy, Diane ultimately decides to ditch LA and stay with Guy. Let's check in on our favorite dog couple though, huh?
Wow, Mr. Peanut Butter, eyes can't wait to be marrying you. What did you want to tell me? Fuck you, said the fuck you guy who cheated on me and threw me down 305 flights of stairs.
PB finally admits to Pickles that he cheated on her with Diane, which makes her less than happy. But being the noble-hearted socialite that she is, Pickles decides to maturely and confidently leave Mr. Peanut Butter privately.
Wrong, Mr.
Yeah, instead she broadcasts it all over social media and the two fight all over the house, prompting all the partygoers to scramble and hide. Props to the Moose for really nailing this game. I mean, I'd be heartbroken too. Pickles didn't have to watch the two bang it out like we did in the audience. So how do these two level-headed adults find a compromise for their relationship? You know, somehow I feel like I saw this pipeline coming since season 1. And so begins the worst plotline in the series. Diane starts her book of essays, which I'm sure won't take her half the season to finish. Let's throw a graph down there so we can really simulate her progress. Bojack tries to quit rehab, but can't handle the thought of seeing what lies behind those padded doors. Plus it sounds like they're kicking him out to make room for pop superstar Joey Pogo. Oh, sorry.
Sounds like they're kicking you out to make room for Joey Pogo.
Yeah, see, he says it much better. Thanks, Mordecai. In the process, he accidentally starts an assistant uprising.
So, this lawyer's got attitude, and that attitude? Autism.
And gets Dr. Champ drunk off his contraband vodka. You really can't win with this guy. He sobers up the therapy horse, not to be confused with an actual therapist. There is a difference.
I'm not a therapist. I'm a therapy horse. A subtle but legally important distinction.
Who goes back to get drunk again, with Bojack placing the horse in rehab and leaving rehab behind. Todd gets a surprise visit from his father when his mother needs a kidney, but when Todd reveals that he sold his kidney for sock puppets, I mean, I haven't done the research yet, I'm sure I'll have the prices up on screen, but like, you could not have like a more disconnected, lopsided ass purchase. The two go on a Todd-style adventure, assisted by Diane and Guy, to get his kidney back. Speaking of Diane, let's check that graph. 0? That's fine, I guess. PC said she has 6 months, so I'm sure she'll be okay. Where is PC anyway? Damn, why she looking at all that ass, bro? The assistant strike proves to be easy pickings for PC and Turtle Top to isolate and conquer until a familiar face shows up. Hey, is that Judah? Bojack finally makes it back to his house, but he can't stand to live in a place that reminds him of his past mistakes. So he goes on an apology tour across the states. Ooh, hold up, that was kind of hard.
Don't get on here rapping. Do not get on here rapping.
PC gets a piece of art history.
Narcissist, I thought the painting was about me.
Diane gets a visit and her room cleaned, Room Raider style. Todd gets a low bunny girlfriend who's ace, so don't get any freaky ideas.
And you're sure it's not a Jesus thing?
And PB finally got his crossover episode after 6 seasons. Everyone seems to be on the ups. Bojack gets a job at Hollyhocks University. PC ends the strike and rehires Judah as chief of operations. Diane takes antidepressant meds. PB even finds a new hip cucking partner for Pickles. It's not like anyone will want to undo all this positive change and emotional maturity with a scathing news story that flips Bojack's world entirely, right?
Who is he?
I want you to remember what you did to me.
I remember everything. I'm sober now.
We're doing a sequel.
Bojack somehow managed to spin his newfound good streak into a teaching job at Wesleyan University, which is also where Hollyhock stays.
Hey-o!
She's doing a really good job of containing her excitement here, I'm sure. Despite not having any professional experience, he's doing a pretty good try of it all.
Try to keep up.
Well, at least as good as he can do with a handful of less than talented actors.
I'm horny for leads.
But as tenured as Bojack is with the throes of acting, he can't act like he's not hurt by Hollyhock's sudden cold shoulder towards him. She won't talk to him, she quits rugby when he tries to support her. I mean, Christ, Hollyhock, just let Bojack listen to Quack DeMarco with you. You don't want to get Bojack angry again. PC's already bringing up some painful memories for him.
He can play all the roles that other young impressionable actors can't because they keep ODing or going to prison or going to rehab or killing themselves.
Bojack's show still ends up going pretty well, minus Hollyhock, but disaster strikes as Charlotte, from like 4 videos back now, I think, goddamn, calls Bojack about some reporters. What reporters? Flashback. Cutting back to episode 8, we're introduced to Maximilian Banks and Paige Sinclair, 2 of the wackiest characters the show has seen to date. Seriously, some of their dialogue would make Dr. Seuss turn in his grave.
Okay, let the cat out of the bag so my curiosity can kill it.
I left shoe leather in 6 different states and spun the scope of my career, all to get sidetracked by a sit-down with a second-rate celebrity sucker.
Well, do get your story sorted, but I'd prefer it if it's sordid.
If we pivot our perspective so we prove a larger pattern, we can paint a clearer portrait of a problematic person for a page 1 profile that'll pave our path to a Pulitzer.
You've got irises, haven't you? And pupils? And corneas? You might even say you've got a pair of eyes. Optic nerve?
Sex Sinclair, I shall miss making mincemeat of the misdeeds of mischievous miscreants, but I must focus on my new mission as I transition from Miss to Mrs.
Why do you talk like that? We're from Fresno.
The 2 see a potential story with the passing of Sarah Lynn. After hearing the last recorded evidence of Sarah Lynn's life and investigating an AA member who crossed paths with Sarah Lynn and Bojack years prior, the 2's hunch leads them back to tragic New Mexico with Penny. In less depressing news, I think Diane made some strides in her book. Like, how far along has she gotten now? Oh, damn, never mind. Despite getting on meds and seemingly acquainting to a more positive life in Chicago,
He did the same joke about 3 times already.
Diane gets a heavy case of writer's block. She has a season 4, episode 6 type mental breakdown.
Oh, I don't deserve breakfast. Shut up. Don't feel sorry for yourself. What does that do? Get breakfast, you stupid fat ass.
Which leads her to writing the mall equivalent of Dork Diaries. Yes, I've read a couple Dork Diaries. Don't judge me. A book is a book, damn it. Jaden from middle school. After consulting PC and Guy about continuing her book of essays, Diane decides that writing Ivy Tran could turn a new leaf for her. Pickles and Mr. Peanut Cucker have some marital problems that end up in steamy good fun times for everyone, right? Right?
Excuse me, I'm receiving a text message, and it appears we have broken up forever.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. In less Adam 22 related news, Paige and Max finally make leeway on their story when a certain dog reveals that Bojack was with Sarah Lynn when she died.
He's a good guy, and you have no idea how torn up he was with Sarah Lynn. In fact, he was with her in the planetarium when she overdosed. He actually gave her the heroin.
At this point, just put the fucking rainbow wig on, you rat.
Police pull up on me, I don't know what happened. Police pull up on you, you gon' get the yapping.
This dude is an op, bro. Like, don't ever show up to my hood or you're getting bombed.
I'm the bomb, blow up.
And no amount of lo-fi beats to study/relax to will save you.
I love lo-fi chill hop beats to study/relax too.
Also, Paige and Max have some sort of love relationship side plot, but nobody cares because they're antagonists. We don't care. If you're the bad guys, you can't have evolution. You have to be bad the whole duration, and nobody cares about you. Bojack tries to live his final night of metaphorical freedom by celebrating with his acting students, but after Todd labels Bojack as falling back into bad habits and Diane straight up leaves him and returns to Chicago, Bojack's anything but secure in his public image. In an attempt to do damage control, Bojack and PC orchestrate an interview to switch the narrative, which somehow manages to work. I mean, we've already been exposed to the secrets of Hollywood cheat codes. They called in Biscuits Braxby of all people. Bro is basically the final boss of YouTube apologies. Sorry, Colleen.
I was 100% in the wrong.
Bojack's back in the public eye, he's adored by millions, he gets his teaching job back at Wesleyan, all's well that ends well, right? Wait, how much time is left in this video? Fuck! Thanks to cable TV desperation and Paige's obscene fascination with Bojack's newfound... Hold up now, I gotta read it right. Thanks to cable TV desperation and Paige's obscene fascination with Bojack's newfound adoration, the following interview acts as mutilation for what remains of the horse's reputation. Thank you, and thank you. This is the last video, so I had to show it a little bit. I don't know how PC makes it look so easy. But yeah, he has no one to blame but himself. He dragged himself back into being the center of attention, but you can't control what type of attention you get. He absolutely flunks the second interview. Watching that experience live must have been like eating a prickly muffin. Whew, sorry. That was bad. Which causes him to be even less favorable in the public eye. Damn, he looked like shit, but he ain't even a fart for real. He ends up losing his house as well as getting sued for all he's worth. He's lambasted at his AA meetings. The only friend he has left at this point is Mr. Peanut Butter, recently divorced. I mean, I guess you could count estranged, deranged, questionable actor Vance Wagner as Bojack's friend, but he's still getting caught up in controversy himself.
I'm getting caught by my own daughter!
You don't even know what that word means!
While trying to recover from the two-hit punch that was Hollyhock abandoning him, and Todd excommunicating him after a party-goer went wrong situation. Yep, that's what I meant to say.
Y'all know. Googity. Shut the fuck up!
Situation, Bojack gets a call from Angela, an exec from his horsing around era. The two break Bojack's non-alcoholic streak and have a bit of a good time, until she reveals that he basically fired her by himself.
I was terrified you were going to call my bluff.
Bluff? All this time, I thought there was nothing I could have done.
I guess I bluffed good.
Yeah, at this point, we're at season 6. We're almost done with the series. What isn't Bojack's fault? I mean, do we really need to pull out the whiteboard again? He's not the best guy. After his run-in with Angela, Bojack drunkenly stumbles back into Boreanaz's house. Sorry, his old house. Trying to reminisce on good times, he grabs some pills, some water.
Well, hello.
And watches some of horsing around like he always used to. He soon gets depressed though after seeing his chipper, upbeat self pre-fame. So to make himself feel better, he goes for a swim. Bojack goes through a harrowing dream sequence with all the significant characters who've died in the series. They have a lengthy conversation about morality as well as coming to terms with the various things that took their lives. Afterwards, they have a show which only serves as a beautiful but painful reminder of what diseases and mental health struggles led to these various actors, creative minds, and veterans to an early or untimely demise. All of the stuff in this episode can't be adequately described in a timely fashion or a comedic one, so please watch the show if you haven't. I know this is the last video and I said this a couple times, but these videos serve as entertainment breakdowns. I could never capture the raw and gritty emotions within the whimsy of my 5-ish minute runtime videos. Sorry. His dream turned nightmare caps off with everyone disappearing into a mysterious black void, which eventually takes Bojack after he gets a less than relieving call from Dream Diane. With nothing left to do but count the moments until the bubbles stop floating to the top, what's left of Bojack's damaged psyche creates an alternate sappy ending where he gets to reconnect with the titular 4 characters who tried to see the best in him time and time again. And at the end, Bojack dies. Alternatively, Bojack goes through the events of The View of Halfway Down, but before he can drown, he's discovered by the new family who owns his house. He's resuscitated and given a 14-month sentence in a supermax prison. After someone presumably pulls some strings to get Bojack out of jail, Bojack goes to PC's wedding. Oh, did I mention that PC got married by Judah because Judah's the GOAT? And he gets to reconnect with his old friends. The show ends with Bojack and Diane on the roof, getting to give each other one last goodbye as they stare up into a beautiful starry night.